The Virginia Republican Party continues its resurgence into relevancy. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, and today it is time that we talk about the 2023 legislative elections in the great Commonwealth of Virginia. That is right, everyone. Virginia has critical legislative elections this November, and I haven't really discussed them that much, but a brand new poll from the Virginia Commonwealth University piqued my interest. As everyone, there is a possibility the momentum the GOP have been building since 2021 in Virginia, it may not be stopping. And in fact, it may even continue into next election cycle in 2024. That's right. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you can join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody, let's get into it. So, like I said, a brand new poll shows Republicans are actually in a really good situation this upcoming November. But before we get into that, it's time for a little bit of context and why all of this is absolutely crazy in hindsight. But let's just look at it. Look at 2020. Trump lost the state of Virginia by over 10 points. That's right. He lost the state by 10. It wasn't like, Pennsylvania, where he lost by 1. Michigan by just under 3. Wisconsin by a half point. No. He lost it by 10. And a large reason was, look at the numbers in Loudoun, Prince William, and Fairfax. Just look at this. I mean, these 3 counties alone are pretty much his entire margin defeat. He got absolutely clobbered in Northern Virginia. Now, as many of you probably know, if you don't know, Northern Virginia is the suburbs of Washington, D.C. And there are a lot of government workers that do live in this part of the Commonwealth. And, well, let's just say they vote Democrat. And many people blame Trump for the state turning blue. It's like, guys, it was already shifting blue far before Trump. Trump kind of just solidified it as, kind of a Democrat-leaning state. And many people thought there is no way the GOP could ever win the state of Virginia again. I mean, look at this. Even many rural parts, you look at the Virginia Beach area, you look at Central Virginia, they all shifted heavy towards Biden. But then 2021 happened, and we all know what happened. Glenn Youngkin won the convention for the nomination for governor. And in a matter of a couple months, he went from underdog to favorite to, in fact, being the next governor of the state of Virginia. Now, there's many reasons for why this happened. McAuliffe made many blunders during the debates and stuff, but it really came down to the fact Youngkin ran a great campaign. He focused on what mattered to voters, grocery prices, their education, all of that. He focused on what people cared about. And it helped big time because the GOP, they flipped the state assembly and they flipped the attorney general seat and the lieutenant governor seat. And in large part, that was because of Glenn Youngkin shaping the GOP. And guess what? He didn't do it by ignoring Trump voters in Western Virginia, the western part of the main Virginia. No. What happened? He was able to do better than Trump in many of these areas. And he was able to do way better in Loudoun, Prince William, Fairfax. He ran it up in Virginia Beach. I mean, he didn't win Loudoun. He still lost it by 8 or whatever it was. Guys, he still lost it by 8, but at this point, that's all you gotta do. You cannot get killed up here in the northern part of Virginia. And that's what Youngkin prevented. He didn't get clobbered up here. He did great in Virginia Beach, but he kept the coalition of Trump voters intact. He didn't isolate any Trump voter and any of that. And well, the rewards are paying off. Most people in the state of Virginia love this guy. In fact, most Republicans like him. Even though Trump's taking some pot shots at him, I still think most people regard him highly because he's a big reason for the Virginia GOP resurgence. And we saw this in 2022. Every congressional seat in Virginia swung to the right. Even the competitive seats, Virginia's 2nd, 5.5 point shift. Virginia's 7th, which, yes, Spanberger, she won, but she was also an overperformer and an incumbent. It was still a 2-point shift. Virginia 10th, a 12-point shift. And this is a large part due to the GOP in Virginia getting great candidates, but also being smart, focusing on what matters. Nobody gives a crap about, socialism. You notice the GOP in Virginia, they basically never talk about it. Go look it up. Go look at their Twitter page. It's not like any of the other GOPs that focused on radical socialism or any garbage like that. They focus on what people gave a crap about. And from my knowledge, it was one of the only states that every congressional seat shifted to the right. You had North Carolina, they still had a seat shift to the left. Tennessee, they actually all swung to the right, but I believe they all swung to the right. But it's like, they were able to do something. And mind you, there were competitive seats here. But it's all accumulating into one final thing. This next November, the state legislative elections. The lower house is Republican right now. Youngkin helped flip it. They got, I think, 50 House seats. Democrats got 46 at this point because there are some retirements and stuff. But either way, the GOP got a majority on that front. But the state Senate, they still are a couple seats behind. They're 2. And you look here and control the General Assembly. Look at this. 47% of Virginians said they would prefer a Republican majority, and 41% would prefer a Democratic majority for the House of Delegates. Guys, a 6-point victory. And look at the state Senate. Virginians were evenly split between favoring a Democrat or a Republican, 44%. They're tied. And to give you a bit of perspective about this was Trump when he lost the state by 10. This was the state Senate map. There were, 14 Republican seats, 2 leaning Republican seats, and 3 likely Democrat seats. But look what happened when Youngkin won by 2. Look at this. Youngkin won by 2, and they had 18 solid seats, 2 leaning seats, while the Democrats, 17 solid seats, or I should say 19 because of the 2 likely seats, or Democrat seats, and 1 leaning seat. There is a serious possibility the GOP takes over power in 2023. There's a serious possibility the GOP flips the state Senate. I'm not saying it's 100% or anything, but just look at the map. Youngkin got 20 seats when he won by 2 points. They're currently tied. So, okay, let's say they lose the one in Loudoun County. But that's as of now. If they win by a couple points statewide for the General Assembly and stuff, well, they have a state Senate majority. I'm not saying it's 100%, but that's what the polling is indicating. But that's not the craziest thing of all. Look at the election for president. Where is it? Let me just find it here, because it shows you that it seems like this isn't just a fluke. This isn't some, bizarre thing happening, down ballot. If the candidates were Biden and former President Trump, 43% of respondents favored Biden, while 40% favored Trump. That's right. Trump is within the margin of error in this poll. Yes, there's a lot of undecideds. I understand that. I'm not saying Trump's going to only lose it by 3. Not saying that. But I am saying, however, he's doing 7 points better in this state compared to 2020. In Virginia, which should be one of his weakest states in the country because of Northern Virginia. A 7-point shift in Virginia. What do you think Georgia's looking at that point? What do you think Nevada, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin? If he's doing 7 points better in Virginia, I know that's not going to automatically mean, red tsunami, but it's like, this should be Trump's reverse of Ohio. It should be. Ohio's very Trumpy. Virginia, not so much. If there's a serious possibility of Trump doing 7 points better in the Commonwealth of Virginia, this could really show the GOP's back in Virginia. They may have been gone for a couple cycles, but if they somehow are able to get Virginia within a couple points, I mean, even this poll here, they have Youngkin up by 7 over Biden. Biden, only a 39% approval, 54% disapprove. And I know the independent number is weird, but it's like, outside of that, there is something happening in Virginia. This isn't just, one election that was a fluke. If the Republicans take back the state Senate next year, or I should say this year, and they actually do 7 points better in 2024 in the state of Virginia, how much did Spanberger lose by? 4. And she was an overperformer, and her district's like D+6. She's retiring, it sounds like. A 7-point shift takes her out, or takes her district out at least, and helps Jen Kiggins hold on. And it puts into doubt Wexton. Wexton's still going to probably win, but it would probably be much closer than it was in 2020 at least. There's a lot of things saying, hey, if this happens, the map just suddenly flips upside down. Nobody thought this was even possible. And I'm still not saying it's 100% the GOP wins the state Senate or, gets within 3 of 2024. But if this is truly happening, and Youngkin is this popular, and Biden's not, and they're winning the General Assembly by 7 points, I know redistricting causes some weird things, but it's like, at some point, you gotta admit, there's something happening here. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.